On today's show, the Large Hadron Collider is back online, and we're going to tell you what kind of upgrades it got.
And it looks like you're going to have to buy Star Wars again because it's available digitally now.
Yay!
Which is finally, actually, finally.
Finally. And also, delivery drones, but not from the company you're thinking of, and not to the people you're hoping for. I think that makes sense. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. You're not punching the sky. Are you upset? Or what did I do? Am I mad?
We don't mess up that much, at least that are outtakes. We just mess up and leave them in. But you did before you did like a lightsaber noise.
I did.
Can I get that again?
Can we do it in the second story? Or do you want to do it now?
I want it now. I want to front load this.
Okay. Vroom, 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 vroom. I don't know.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
a
enough.
lightsaber
I mean, I don't know.
noise.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
You can't acapella Star Wars noises. Sorry,
No.
we're excited about this Star Wars thing, but we also
I am.
have other stories.
There's
so.
some really good stuff today, so let's hit the headlines. Okay, that's better than mine. That's
Okay.
way better than mine.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the Large Hadron Collider. I actually was not aware that it was offline. Did you know that? Like the Higgs boson, that the Large Hadron Collider was offline for 2 years, or maybe three.
Oh, not just like a week?
No, and that's I totally didn't realize it was offline, but it's back online. So it's been out for a couple years now, and it came back online earlier this week after discovering the Higgs boson, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Boson. I don't know. Like everyone always argues about where the emphasis is. Anyway.
Emphasis.
So they shut it down for emphasis, exactly. They shut it down for improvements in 2012 and wanted to upgrade it because they wanted to increase the energy inside the loop for collisions.
Oof.
So they want to start looking for variants of the Higgs boson. So they're saying that these new upgrades that have been done will smash protons together at a higher energy so that they can look for different varieties of the Higgs boson, as well as dark matter, supersymmetry, and other sort of parts of maybe parts of the beginnings of the universe.
So harder, better, faster, stronger is what they're going for. They're trying to like really increase its capacity, like capabilities. Then?
Yeah,
okay.
and they're
That's
saying
why it's been down for 2 years.
Well, okay, so this is an interesting way that they have to do this. Like, also another thing I did not realize about the Large Hadron Collider, which makes sense after I read it, is that it has to be really cold inside the loop to work. And so it's minus 456 degrees Fahrenheit. It's only 1.9 degrees Celsius above like absolute zero.
Inside
the loop.
Inside the loop.
For the collisions. But obviously you can't have people working in there at that temperature because they would get really cold and die. They would be little corpuscles. And so they had to like heat it up, let people in there, and then cool it back down. So every time they would go in to do these like kind of upgrades. So yeah, this is definitely like one of those things where it takes a long time to kind of do the work just in and of itself because you're raising and lowering the temperature so dramatically.
So when are they going to fire it back up?
So it's fired back up now,
Oh.
but they're testing. So they're doing tests, and that'll last for a few weeks. And then they'll say, once they're satisfied with the testing and know everything is good to go, they said they want to go forth with experiments, and they're going to start increasing the number of collisions, which would then make it more likely for all the physicists kind of observing and watching to spot unlikely events. So if anything kind of unusual happens or something new happens that they haven't really seen before, hopefully the increased number of collisions will help them spot those things. So pretty cool stuff going on at the LHC. And I was, like I said, I was unaware that it was actually down for the count for a couple years. I had seen that they were taking it offline, but I thought it would be, like you said, for like maybe a month or two or maybe 6 months. And then
They were like, nope, couple years.
and then I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I read it, and then I had read it, came back online, and I was like, wait, didn't it go offline like 2 years ago?
long
So yeah, it
vacation.
was a really long vacation that the
Okay,
LHC
cool.
took. So tell me about Star Wars.
Once, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Oh, you want me just the news story?
Oh, you could just tell me the story too. I would be
All right, so check this out. Just as a complete surprise, it was either this morning or yesterday. Disney and LucasArts decided, hey, we are finally going to release Star Wars digitally. So you can have digital copies
about
of
time.
Star Wars. Officially, as of April 10th, you'll be able to get them digitally, whether it be on iTunes or Amazon or a few other places. Not too expensive, too. $90 for pre-order if you want to get it on Amazon.
Oh,
or
$90
or
is cheap.
$20 each on iTunes. Now, this is the special edition versions. This is not like the original ones that they say that were destroyed or whatever.
Han will not be shooting first.
Yeah,
Still.
so it's still a little wonky. But yeah, there you go. You can get these. Again, it was like a huge surprise. It came out of nowhere, and it's the first time they've been available digitally. So I'm definitely getting these.
So, Khail, you're kind of an expert in this sort of arena of like VOD and new media and things like that. So why do you think it took this long? Because I will say I would have guessed that they would have announced something like this at Celebration, which is next week.
Yeah.
I think it's next week.
Yeah.
So why not wait? A, why not wait another week? And B, why not? I guess maybe to just get people jacked up for Celebration. But why wait so long?
Yeah, it might have gotten lost in the fray if they had announced it at the Celebration, because they have so much Force Awakens stuff coming out. They're gonna probably show Battlefront. Like I'm sure,
There is a lot.
I'm sure they've got a lot to announce. And I'm sure they're going to announce like new series and stuff like that. It'd probably get lost in the fray. And again, like you said, to build up hype.
So Revenge of
and
the
as far
Sith-
as it taking so long digitally, it's just still a very confusing market to that
Bigger
sort of thing.
companies,
And releasing it around this time period makes sense. I don't know why it just was like, hey, it's coming out on Friday. Like, I don't know why it was like
It
that
was just
quickly.
like, oh, hey, like in 4 days, you're going to be able to buy the whole entire 6-series saga, like on pretty much any video on demand service that you have ever heard of. Like, it was everywhere.
I don't know anybody that's not going to like at least give it a thought to get this.
I'll buy it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been, ever since we moved to Blu-ray, I have not wanted to buy the DVDs or the Blu-rays because I'm like, we don't have physical discs for movies in our house. Like, it's all digital now.
They're definitely launching this around the time that this whole Star Wars Celebration is them spinning the engine up.
Spinning it back up.
All the
That
way,
makes
100%,
sense.
because
Because
you've
it's been
only
pretty
had
quiet. It's
the
been pretty
trailer
quiet.
and then rumors of things. The Star Wars Celebration is going to be the launch of every single month. They're going to have all this
New
new
things.
content and everything coming out.
That
And
makes
so
sense.
this is to spin, because I was thinking, why didn't they wait till like holiday season? But by then, you're already waiting for The Force Awakens.
Yeah, you're in line already for
You
Force
probably have already
Awakens.
watched the Star Wars, trilogy again and again and again.
Right.
So right now, why not, when all this new stuff about The Force Awakens comes out
Have
in
it
2 weeks,
ready for people.
now you can just go ahead and start watching them. So I
That
mean,
is kind of a no-brainer.
it's kind of clever. I still don't understand why they just launched it like 2 days
It
before.
is like very weird
I don't get
and
that.
willy-nilly. It was like, oh, in 2 weeks you can do it.
But
No,
we did all
3
your
days.
work for you. They announced it, and then everyone's like, "Ugh, tell everyone."
No, so we're telling
Disney
you.
knew. Disney
Yeah.
knew we'd
all
get
be
it.
shouting it from the rooftops.
Yeah, I guess they expected the internet to not have, like, we have fish brains.
Yeah.
Or forget it. We'll be like, oh, Star Wars is coming out in a month, and then we'll forget
just
about
never
it.
think
so
about
I guess
it again.
just release it 2 days later, buy
Yeah,
it.
that's a good strategy for fishbowl internet.
So there you go. But isn't that our TD of the day?
I think we're going to start an internet war because this is the argument that is as old as Star Wars itself, or I guess until Empire Strikes Back came out. Yeah, the hashtag of the day is TDSW, and rank the 6 Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's what we want you to do. I want to know. I want and I want some good choices. There's the standard. Like everybody says, like Empire's the best. And then what's your definitive ranking for you personally of Star Wars movies that are out right now?
I have to start.
Yeah.
I like A New Hope.
Okay. That's your number one?
Yeah.
All right,
It's
A
such
New
a
Hope.
classic story. Like
Skipping over Empire for number one and going New Hope all
Hey,
the way. But it was the movie that started it all.
Empire wouldn't be able to even be a story
No
if it weren't
argument.
for A New Hope.
No
So-
argument.
And then Empire.
Okay.
And then Jedi.
Okay.
And then space.
You're like
Space.
episode 7, 8, and 9.
Episode
and
3.
Then 1, 2.
Episode 3. Episode 2. Episode 1.
You're not allowed to do
I'd rather
that. But
rank
3,
the
2, 1.
games.
Okay.
I'd rather rank the
So
games,
4, 5,
honestly.
6, 3, 2, 1 is that's your definitive ranking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna get a little controversial here. because
I don't like this.
I know
I'm out.
you may actually I'm gonna move heavy objects away because you could bludgeon me. I'm gonna say Empire numero uno, hands down for me the best of the Star Wars saga. Then I'm gonna go A New Hope. Then I'm gonna say Revenge of the Sith. Then I'm gonna say Jedi. Then I'm gonna say Attack of the Clones. Then I'm gonna say Phantom Menace. So I'm gonna go with 5, 4, 3, 6, 2, 1.
You're a broken human being.
There could be something wrong with me, and that's fine. But that's, for me, but I also, this is an important distinction, I never saw any original trilogy Star Wars movies in the theaters at all. Like, I didn't see any Star Wars until the special editions in '97.
I'm not even gonna go at it. You have at her.
I'm sure after
That's
today,
fine.
my divorce papers will be waiting for me at the house too, because my husband's a big Star Wars fan.
Anyway, on to the next story. Well,
All right,
I
let's
deal
talk
with
about
call
this drone.
from everyone
this
on
drone
the internet.
business.
Hey, internet, what's up?
The entire internet is calling in their rage. We have to talk about this drone delivery service. So Matternet is a company that is actually quite a bit ahead of Amazon on drone delivery. And they are delivering they're using delivery drones, but not in the way that you would think. So most people kind of go to e-commerce and Amazon, like that's the thing that they want. Well, Matternet is saying that they have this drone called the Matternet ONE, and that it would work in developing countries where either poor or non-existent roads would kind of prohibit delivering medicine, documents, other things, smaller things, payloads like that to small villages.
That's
so
fantastic.
These super rural villages.
Wow.
And they've been testing, and they found in this one area where they were doing testing that as the crow flies, as you saw in that little map where they had these sort of like little fireworks, as the crow flies, a lot of these villages could be reached very easily in a half hour in the sky, and they're all within a half hour drone flight to a hospital. So they would be able to pack medication or things like that and then fly them directly to a location, a village, anything like that.
Right, and they don't have to worry about like laws of flying their drones around, which
Not
is why
in a
they
lot
can
of
do
these
it,
developing
right?
countries, right? Exactly. And here's the crazier part: doesn't need a pilot. This is all autonomous. It is all incredibly it's still very much on paper, a lot of it, but they're starting to move into testing the Matternet ONE.
Right. Are they like, it's like a donation type thing? I mean, because this is really cool.
It's not like an Indiegogo. They're a full-blown company. They are working on this. This is their thing. Matternet is the name of the company.
No, but I mean, if they're like helping people out, like, are they like a...
They're not a nonprofit as far as I'm aware, but
Okay.
because they had also talked about licensing this technology, their CEO said that he sees 3 applications for this type of drone delivery, which would be medical transportation, obviously medication, courier service, and then e-commerce, and in that order. He said that he feels that's the way we're going to see this drone delivery services developed. He's like, we're going to see medical first, then we're going to see courier, then we're going to see e-commerce. So we're not going to see the Amazons of the world using this technology until we've kind of nailed and figured out these other 2. But it makes a lot of sense because obviously medical deliveries, organs, think about it. You have an ambulance. It's at a hospital. You have to get it across town, even in Los Angeles. Let's say you have to get it from like Cedars-Sinai to Long Beach. Like, you have to that ambulance has to then sit in traffic within Oregon. Like, why not just send it via drone right over? Like,
wow.
That's a thing like I had never considered, but it makes a lot of sense to
like
do
a
it
heart,
that way.
You're like, oh, there goes somebody's heart.
Yeah, like, oh, someone heart transplant, amazing. Like,
That's a great way of looking at it. The way he he
listed it like he's like these are the 3 ways I think it's going to be developed. And so
Matternet, huh?
Yeah, Matternet, and they have the drones go from like landing pad to landing pad, and they have these set landing stations where they can land and have a battery swap done. Again, all without a pilot. It's all automated. And they have software and hardware that works together.
Very cool.
So make it able for these drones to go to a place, drop off the payload, and come back to its home base. Pretty
That's
awesome.
really, really cool and inspiring. Yeah. Nicely done.
Super good. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with new releases because it's Tuesday, and of course, your user feedback and our phone target for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Also, take a look at this Rubiks Cube video.
Welcome back. Hey, Logan, what did you think of Star Wars Episode 3?
It sucked.
There you go. There's the definitive.
But
so,
do you love
sorry.
Ewoks?
They're okay.
Yeah, see? They're okay.
I don't think that anything in Jedi was as offensive as a single moment that I can pick out in Episode 3.
I would argue they're equally bad.
I might say that Star Wars Episode 3 is the best of that trilogy.
Oh yeah, no, it easily is the better of the 3 prequels.
Some
easily.
of those lines are just...
Again, you won't get any argument. I prefer that over Return. If somebody offered me both of those and said, which one do you want to watch? I would pick, almost always, 90% of the time, I would pick Revenge of the Sith as opposed to Return of the Jedi. Sorry.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. All right.
You're allowed to have your own stupid opinion.
I know. Listen, it's my opinion. It doesn't have to be right.
I know,
I'm sure
I'm
the
just-
internet's
I'm
going to
just saying.
explode in rage. Let's talk about new releases. It's kind of,
How dare you have a different opinion
I know.
than other people?
how dare I? How dare I?
No, but seriously, that is a bad opinion.
That's fine. Listen, I like cop rock. I'm amused by cop rock, so.
Oh, but that's
listen.
like ironically you enjoy it.
No, I love it. I just deeply enjoy it. It's like liking pop music. Like I haven't, look, the guys, no shame in this game. Like I have no shame in my game. I'll unabashedly admit it. Like I enjoy things that most people are like, this is dumb. Like I like dumb stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Murderers feel that way too about their whole thing.
That's probably
They're
true.
like not ashamed.
I haven't yet murdered anybody, but the day is not over.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about any releases?
Yep.
All right. So I Am Bread is coming out this week. It's an interesting week of new releases. I Am Bread is...
Yeah, you're starting out with I Am Bread.
I want to just see again, dumb stuff. Love it. I Am
dumb.
Bread is an awesome game in which you play a slice of bread. And it's really hard. It's been in Steam Early Access since, I think, late last year, like December. And yeah, this is one of the levels there where you have to make yourself toast. It says, I am toast, and you got to try to get to the toaster. And if you fall on the ground, you can go bad. Your edibility rating like goes down, and you start growing mold and stuff.
Yep.
It's real bad.
It's incredibly difficult.
It's
I've
like
only been able
Octodad controls
I've only
difficult.
been able to pass the first stage.
Yeah.
Which is in the kitchen, and then you have to go through the bathroom and
Look
the
at all that
bedroom.
stuff. It's like Katamari or something.
It's incredibly hard because you have to control. It's just like QWOP, really. If you played QWOP, it's just like that.
Oh,
But
it's
so
so
now this is
true.
available on what now?
It will be available official release on Steam this, I believe this Friday?
What'd they change? I mean, the
Thursday?
graphics look better.
The graphics are better. Well, it was just in early access and they've been polishing it, and now this is the official game release, is the 9th.
I hope it's a little easier.
I don't think it will be. I think they're going to keep it tough.
All right.
Next game is something that's actually been out for a few years now, Bastion. Have you played Bastion?
Yeah, Bastion's great.
Love Bastion. It's out on PS4 this week. And if you have not played Bastion, I highly recommend, if you have a PlayStation 4, picking this game up. Supergiant Games makes this. If you've ever played Transistor, which is also an incredible game, it's so good. Supergiant just makes amazing games. Ridiculously beautiful. The voice acting is always so good. This one in particular,
Don't forget the music.
the music is amazing. Like everything is so good about this game. Like it was one of my favorite games of the year it came out for iOS. It was
Yeah.
the year it came out on iOS was the year I played it.
It's like a little RPG.
It is. It's like a little RPG, and you're kind of rebuilding society. And
It's short, so you're not.
it's pretty short.
and it's very easy to access. Like it's not.
So accessible.
It's not a difficult game that you're gonna have a hard time getting into. Anyone can play this game. It's a
It's
lot of
so
fun. If you have a hankering for some sort of like little tiny game while we wait for big games to come out, definitely give Bastion.
This
a chance.
is such a high quality indie game. I cannot recommend it
I
enough.
played it through twice.
Yeah, it's so good, you guys. So if you have a PS4 and you haven't played this, like buy Bastion because it's so good. Movies, one of the movies you saw at South by Southwest coming out this weekend. Why release?
Ex Machina.
Yes.
So if you're a sci-fi fan, this is definitely worth checking out. Even in theaters, it's about AI and
just looks
can
so
AI be
beautiful.
trusted, or is AI on our side? It's very charming. It's seemingly heartwarming, and it's very Black Mirror. If you love Black Mirror,
Okay.
you'll love this. It's got both of the stars,
Are
the
in
male
Star
stars
Wars, right?
are in Star Wars. So there's no lightsabers, but I love this movie. Saw it at South by. Really loved it. Got to interview the cast. They were super into it
so
too.
good.
So
As a sentient AI, I am really into this movie and I want to go see it. I really
you've
identify.
been programmed to like it.
No, I'm sentient. I can make the choice. I am really
Oh.
interested in this movie because it has a fellow AI in it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very
I'm
interested.
scared. So the last thing is Daredevil comes to Netflix this week. This is the beginning of a whole Marvel and Netflix relationship in which there's going to be a whole bunch of series coming out.
Yeah.
But they're starting out with Daredevil.
Looks great.
And there was already a screening of it in LA. A lot of the people that went to go see it were completely blown away. They were like, this changes the game for superhero stuff on television forever. And they're all dropping at the same time, April 10th.
Yeah.
So you can
binge it this weekend.
power binge it. This is going to be different than most Marvel affairs because it's going to be gritty and raw, which mostly Marvel has been like silly and fun and stuff like that. I'm sure there'll be a
very
little bit of that in
lighthearted,
there.
a little more lighthearted than DC.
But since this is based on a Frank Miller thing, it's going to be a little bit more gritty, a little bit more raw.
real.
It's going to
Real.
be. I cannot wait. I'm not the biggest Daredevil fan, so I'm ready to change my mind.
Okay.
And I'm ready for the DC fans to kind of not have this as
Pipe
an
down.
argument anymore, because DC fans are like,
Pipe down.
whatever, enjoy your Marvel movies because they're not gritty and raw, and I'm really excited to see Marvel take that on. I love the DC movies, but I don't want
This
that
looks-
complaint to exist anymore.
This looks pretty good. I'm interested.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
interested. I will watch it. I'll give it a shot. I'm with you. I'm not like the biggest Daredevil fan. I'm not like, oh my God, Daredevil's my favorite superhero. But yeah, I'll watch it. And anything's better than the Ben Affleck movie. So
Hey!
Heyo.
And I couldn't put my time into S.H.I.E.L.D. I just couldn't do it. It's
yeah.
just a
So this
huge
seems like a
investment.
good, like smaller
This is
investment.
great.
This I'm good with.
Yeah, so it's going to be violent. There's going to be blood.
Yeah, it looks
so
serious.
It's going to
Serious
be pretty
business.
good. And then we'll get an idea of how the unfolding of the rest of the Marvel series
Yeah.
are going to be. The Luke Cage one, all kinds of stuff. I can't wait to see.
It's gonna be
how this works
delightful.
out.
So that's new releases.
Marvel killing it, man.
They are doing really well. That's new releases, and now it's time for your user feedback.
What was that?
It's from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, Bring Back My Girls?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
What did you think it was from?
I thought it was Mad Max.
Oh, I mean, it could be. I mean, maybe.
Wait, is RuPaul's Drag Race,
Might
is
be
that the
quoting.
inspiration for Mad Max?
I hope so. That would be amazing.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so yesterday we asked you guys to use the hashtag TDPrize to tell us what mentors
Oh, God.
you would want to do this this Disney
Okay.
Tomorrowland challenge, this X Prize Tomorrowland challenge. So Veda Prime wrote in and said, no contest, Elon Musk. Real life Tony Stark. Electric supercars and spaceships are hard to beat.
I'm so glad somebody picked that.
I
Totally
don't disagree with you.
Great idea.
Great choice. Frank wrote in and said, hashtag Dr. Emmett Brown
Yes.
to teach me how to make a time machine and bring back a future sports almanac.
Yeah, but then you'd have to kiss your mom.
That's a little weird. You gotta fight Biff.
You gotta fight. Well, that's no
fight, you gotta
problem.
punch Biff.
You just gotta tell
Punch
him what's that over there.
Look, a distraction.
Yeah, he looks.
Charles wrote in and said, Dr. Henry McCoy, Time Travel 101.
Oh, nice.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of hashtags. And then lastly, Tom wrote into us and said, I love this. I would suggest LeVar Burton as Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Generation as mentor for the X Prize challenge.
I debate that LeVar Burton himself would be a pretty good mentor.
He would
not
also
just
be an
as
excellent.
Jodie
It could be
LaForge.
either or. I mean, it would be like RDJ. He could play either Tony Stark or just be himself. He would
Yeah.
be an excellent mentor either way. So those were really good. You guys had really good suggestions.
Great ones.
I really enjoyed that. So we also have our very last piece of user feedback, which is always our photographer of the day. So I know we've been asking people for note pictures from their Galaxy Notes. Not the Note 4. This is actually from the Note 3, but it still is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
So
those are all comparable.
Ali
really.
wrote to us and said, from my Galaxy Note 3 at Big Bear, California. I'm an international student here in California, and I like watching your show. This is my seasonal photo without any filters, and I hope you like every pixel. Kind regards, Ali.
It is so good. The Note
clear.
camera is so good.
Most people that I know who use Android have all said that the Note series of cameras tend to be the best of all of the Android phones cameras, which is pretty great. It looks so
I mean,
good.
look, it
Look at the
helps
sky.
that he's in a snowy area where it like brightens everything up.
Still, but look at the sky. Like, it's not washed out. Like, sometimes in snow, you can get that really weird glare where it's so bright that everything gets washed out. Not the case here. And I think that looks super good.
I'm trying to take a picture with this, but it would just be terrible. Versus like in highlight. Well done. Thanks for sending in the
really
Note
good.
picture.
Yeah.
I've been trying to analyze Note versus that.
I think tomorrow we might have a Note 4. So I'm
okay,
trying to
good.
keep an eye out for them. It's like I'm like, ooh, I want a Note 4. Okay.
I want to say if somebody has a Note and an iPhone 6,
Take
I
the
wanna
same
see the-
picture
I wanna
side by
see those
side.
next to each other.
That's what I would
Now you're just
see.
doing work.
Yeah,
Now
we're
just
making
doing
you,
work.
giving
Start
you
your own
jobs.
YouTube channel.
Start your YouTube channel. All right, guys, if you want to send in your photography, if you want to send us story ideas, feedback on the show, segment ideas, I'll take them. I'm always interested. You can email them to tomorrow@cnet.com. You can also find us on social media. We're on Tumblr, Snapchat. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're Tomorrow Daily on all those things, and Tomorrow Daily TV on Google+.
Hey, YouTube, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And if you're listening on the podcast, don't forget to rate and review. Don't forget to follow us on our Twitters, Khail Anonymous.
Ashley Esqueda. That's it for the show, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with a whole new docket of weird, wonderful science, fact, meeting, science fiction, all that great stuff. But until then, be good humans. We'll see you next time. Bye.